Greetings, friends. It's Colrain or Colrain Tarot here on YouTube. My pronouns are they, them, and today I am creating for you a beautiful spirit guide led reading where we are going to dive right into what blessings are on their way to you, especially ones that are being supported by your spirit guides of love, wisdom, compassion, truth, and alignment. And let's get into a little disclaimer for those of you that are new to tarot or you've been around. I'd like to just lay down some suggestions, some ethics that I abide by. So, a good tarot reading should always be helpful, it should always be honest, and it should always support your understanding of your reality as it already exists. There's definitely an aspect where I'm going to be presenting things from my point of view, from my experience, and what I can see at the time, and the capacity that I have to read at any given time. There's also an aspect too where, if I'm saying stuff that you're like, well, that's not really the context of my life, that's not really what I want to come into my life, maybe you've selected the wrong pile at that time, or maybe, there is something else that you're needing to focus on. Just use your discernment essentially as to if the reading is meant for you, or how it's supporting your journey. Tarot is a great mirror, so it's going to reflect to you what you're meant to hear at the time, and also help you to be able to reflect deeper. So it's important that you feel attuned to the tool, that you resonate with me as a reader, and also that you come with a clear understanding of your own energy and the choices that you're able to make as a spiritual being. So, with that said, I think that's it. There's also other tarot ethics that I have on my website if you'd like to check that out more in depth. Otherwise, these are the three options that I have for you today. The three groups. The first group here is the Amazonite. The second group is with this amber. Oh, my cat's joining for our intro. And then group 3 is this dragonstone. So if you need a little bit more time to decide, you can pause the video. Otherwise, I'm going to get started right away with your readings. Greetings, group 1. If you selected this Amazonite, this is your blessings that your spirit guides would like to bring to you at this time. And they'd like you to know about, so you can, I think for this group, it seems like your spirit guides want you to know so that you can work alongside them to celebrate, to recognize, and to just feel like you are participating in the unfoldment of your life. So let's see your first card. You have the heart chakra. I love myself and others unconditionally and nurture loving relationships. You have the lovers. And you have the 4 of honey. So definitely I'm feeling like for this group right away, it's pretty clear cut. Your spirit guides are wanting to bring more love into your life. They're wanting to bless you with relationships that help you to feel this sense of reciprocity, this mutuality. For a lot of you, I feel like there has been a desire that you're holding within you for like-minded people to be in your life, or people who have common interests with you. I feel like for some of you, this is like a hobby that you want to maybe practice with other people. So this feels like, as well, if you have been looking for love and romance, there is something coming into your life that is going to help you to make better decisions for yourself, understand your needs a little better or a little more. With the 4 of honey too, it seems like some of you may have been feeling like you've had to hold yourself back in relationships, or you haven't really been appreciated for who you really are. And so I feel like some of you have maybe been crying or upset, and your spirit guides are saying, that they've been around you when you've been crying, when you've been wishing, and they've been hearing you, like hearing your prayers when you've been saying that you just want to feel understood, you just want to feel seen, you just want to feel appreciated. I'm sensing all of these different things that are coming forward, but there's definitely a sense of transformation that's involved with this, where once you allow your heart chakra to open a lot more, and maybe do some practices with the heart space, this will allow this blessing to flow into your life so much more. Because it feels like your guides are really trying to orchestrate a blessing of love, getting you connected with the right people, whether it be in work, whether it be in romance, whether it be family members that you may have fallen out of touch with. It's just like your spirit guides are recognizing that you really need this love and the support, and this is something that your heart is really longing for at this time. And this sense of like true like intimacy, and like I'm thinking of there's this Queer Eye episode. I think it's like, I don't know, there's so many seasons now. Maybe it's like season 5, season 6 or something. But there's this girl, and she is kind of a hippie. Like she gets, the makeover from the Fab Five. And like one of the things that she says, like she really wanted love in her life. And one of the things that she says though is like, intimacy is actually like into me see. And for some reason I'm just thinking of her because she was like a pretty spiritual person, and the way that she like presented herself and the way that she put intentions into her life. So maybe you're kind of like that you're like more spiritually oriented, but you've been feeling like maybe there's just this one area of your life, or maybe it's one area of yourself, but in all areas of your life that you're not able to get that intimacy. You're not feeling like people are really seeing you. And for some of you, this is also overcoming a sense of isolation, because I'm thinking of what I know about vagus nerve regulation and regulating your nervous system. And isolation can give like a false sense of regulation. And so this might be that part of this heart chakra opening process that your spirit guides want you to engage in includes some better co-regulation with other people. And so they want you to do some very intentional vagus nerve regulation within your own body. And then maybe you will meet or have an opportunity to spend time with folks like following that, so that you can actually feel more of a connection to people in your body, because this 4 of honey is like something's being held in the body. You're wanting to be seen, you're wanting to kind of like open yourself up. Even this person's like putting their hand on their heart. This person in the center has their hands on their heart, and then over here, the hands are congregating up at the heart again. So for that to come through so strongly, it just feels like there's something about not only sending intentions into your heart space as well, like using your own magic, using your own intentionality, but then also being able to like have other people's intentions be well received in your heart space, being able to open yourself up enough to allow for somebody else's intentions to go into the heart space and not be afraid of that. And as well, feeling like you can place your intentions into someone else's heart space, and that it will be something where you will also receive something back, is what this feels like. Because I feel like for some of you, you're like finally ready to go back out into connection in some ways after some more challenging moments in your life, where I feel like you may have been kind of, how are they wanting me to say this? Like just apprehensive about relationships, or maybe you just felt like you haven't had the right options around you for a while, like you just haven't really been feeling, again, like there's a lack of connection or a lack of like feeling interested in the people that you were around, in some ways. And I feel like for some of you, this is only going to apply like in a more of a romantic way, or like when you're searching for a more intimate connection. But it definitely feels like there's some kind of desire for connection that's been unfulfilled. Another thing that they're saying to go along with this blessing is your spirit guides would like you to maybe be more intentional about who or like what kind of traits that you'd like to be in yourself, in another, like in relationships. A lot of times we kind of focus on who we want to bring into our life and the other person, but it feels like your guides are really wanting you to focus on like what energy is occupying your heart space and what you're like intending to give out. Okay, so we're gonna go into your oracle a little more. So these are more of the blessings that are on their way to you. And as well, these cards here in the center are going to be describing like your spirit guides and who is participating in these blessings, like what spirit guides may be supporting this process. So with the death card here, it feels like there's definitely, here, let me scoop these in. I thought you could see a little more. Okay. With the death card here, it feels like this is a death to, like an ego death in a way, like a death to a certain, like, clinging onto your fears, like a fear of change. It feels like there is a sense of getting, like, swept up or swept off your feet. Again, there are butterflies in this card, just the same as there were in the Lover's card. So it feels like there's like a death to a sense of loneliness in your life as well, a death to feeling like you're afraid of other people in some ways. You may have like even kind of integrated this into part of like who you saw yourself as, like as being a loner or lone wolf, or maybe like, you know, I don't really need anyone. There's just a sense of like kind of shedding that and like transforming with this butterfly, or with these butterflies emerging. Like there's a sense of like, okay, I'm actually ready to take a new form, which I feel like for some reason it has to do with you like feeling just much more connected, and like people around you are truly seeing you and appreciating you. With the owl too, like there is this intensity in the eyes, like really seeing the truth through the death. You have the Merkaba too, which is about like the movement and the ability to travel in your soul body. So there's a sense of like being able to traverse, and even death is like a journey in some ways. So there's something about like going on a journey that is going to transform you, and allow you to really like get deeper in connection with like who you really are. There's something about like recognizing who you are through love, through seeing yourself mirrored in the world, through feeling connected. Even the Merkaba has these two interlocking triangles that come together. And it's like the symbol of the heart chakra too. The heart chakra is oftentimes geometrically symbolized or signified with that six-sided star. So again, there's just definitely an integration in the heart space. So let's see, this says the frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experiences into our present to serve our highest purpose. So with Asclepios here too, the sacred medicine, there is a sense of like the alchemical marriage that's involved with, you know, the Lover's card coming out underneath here. And there's something about like you being able to be, I don't know, there's like an expansion of your consciousness where you're just seeing more of yourself and you're seeing more of the reason why you were put onto this earth in some ways. It feels like there's this love is like really opening you up to like what it means to be in your body. It almost feels like you're like coming to life for the first time. It's such an interesting energy. I'm thinking about like when I was a little younger and like I was first going through my spiritual awakening, and a lot of what had kind of triggered that for me was this connection that I was in, and it wasn't even like a super nourishing connection, but there was something about it that it like made me want to question what the spiritual significance of love was. And I really consider that to be like my first heart chakra awakening, and like there was just a consciousness that was downloaded into that space in my body that allowed me to, you know, awaken so many different like soul lifetimes that I needed to remember, and connect with my family in a different way and see my identity and like really go on this spiritual journey. So that's kind of what this like, I feel like for some of you it's going to be some type of like romantic connection that triggers this, or an intimate connection that triggers this. But then there's others of you where it's just like this journey is like activated from your own conscious heart-based spiritual work that you're doing. But definitely keep working with that heart chakra. For that to come through so majorly, I feel like is such an important synchronicity that your guides are bringing through. So with these two central cards, Asclepios Sacred Medicine and Hathor Soul Family, I asked for the guides who are bringing and orchestrating this blessing and helping you to receive this blessing to give an indication of what type of energy they're in. And the guides that I feel were present for this group, they're very like beings of like almost silver white light. Like that's the energy that I got from them when I was sitting in meditation. There's definitely a blue energy, so maybe you work with like blue ray beings. I'm not really sure about that. I can't like give too much more than that. I've just heard of people talking about them, but they definitely feel like they're a light blue silvery white light. And there's something about them like helping you with a journey too. So I had already picked up on that going into the reading. So they're definitely like journeyers or wanderers. But with Asclepios Sacred Medicine, maybe it is Asclepius that is like one of the guides, or just like they have like healing qualities, these guides. Maybe they're ancestors of yours. And I feel like, again, with the staff, it's almost like a shepherding energy. There's like a sense of simplicity. So maybe you do have like ancient ancestors that would have been shepherding or in the plant medicine, like plant healing realms. It's interesting because I feel like it got so silent when I'm describing this energy in these guides. But that's, yeah, maybe they're just like very still. They're very protective. They help you hold space. And I feel like they're also saying they want you to call them into your space more often and feel their energy so that you can know when you are being protected or when there is kind of like they want me to say like the right energy in your space. Anyway, Hathor Soul Family, they're also trying to bring, of course, people who are in your soul family who are beyond that like kind of cliched aspect of the term, like people who are going to recognize parts of you and you don't feel like you have to work so hard to either change your manifestation of your qualities, hide them, or dumb them down. Like it's like you're going to feel like you can be yourself and also grow a little bit more into who you actually are, because the people around you are on this level of, again, look at what's happening. They have their hands at the heart space. So they're going to connect with you heart to heart and help you to be more in your body as well in some ways. Like, bring more of your soul down into your body with that Merkaba energy too. It's like helping you to elevate your spiritual abilities so that you can then call in and recognize more of your soul's expansiveness, and then ground that into the body, like through these different connections that are activating certain consciousness centers in the body. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, Hathor is definitely like this kind of, definitely these guides who are showing up for you may be Hathor and Asclepius, and they may just be from that like Mediterranean into like North Africa region. But there is an essence of like Earth Mother energy. These guides, even the way that they channeled it through was very slow, methodical, focused on the heart, focused on like your devotion to yourself, focused on like care practices that are going to plant seeds into like of consciousness into your body. Yeah, these guides are very like tangible, hands-on stillness, slowness, focused on like helping you to get really grounded and present, and developing like your ability to translate something from spirit to matter. Yeah, so I hope that resonates for you, group 1. Thank you so very much for being here. I'm so grateful. Oh, I have one more card for you. I'm so sorry. Okay, this card is actually, it's a Lenormand card. That's why I almost forgot. But this is going to be predictive. So if you are interested in going, you can go, but and you're not interested in predictive. But this is going to give a little prediction as to what might manifest directly to help bring this blessing into your life. And you have the Rod. So it's interesting. Let me get the guide, like the translation. So group 1, this is so funny. It says the rod brings heated battle. No battle is settled by disagreement. He only sows quarrel and discord. Beware of his consuming power. So normally the rod would be, kind of like strife, or, everybody has to get the rod, like some kind of punishment or battle, like weaponry, fight, challenge, struggle. But the aspect of this that it feels like to me is that there's going to be potentially like moments of allowing you to get into a fight with somebody so that you're actually embracing your real perspective, so that you can stand up for yourself in some ways, and then also like clear space in your life for some of these relationships that are going to be more heart-centered for you, as well. It feels like the things that would be coming into your life with the rod in this sense are, just like not being spared the rod. So it's like you're gonna start allowing yourself to question more of how you are presenting yourself or how you're showing up, and kind of like battle yourself on that, like recognize where you're a little dissatisfied with basically going through this death process. So that is all I have for you, my beautiful group 1. This is for real this time. If you are interested in a personal reading, I have the information on how to book that listed below. Otherwise, I am so grateful to have been your reader today. I really hope that this reading brought you some love, some hope, some support, and excitement for the blessings that are on the way in your life. I will see you in another reading, my friend. Bye. Greetings, group 2. If you selected this second group with the amber, this is your reading message from your spirit guides. So we are going to be talking about the blessings that are on their way into your life, and giving you a little insight into what spirit guides may be supporting this blessing as it enters your life. So you literally got the spirit guides card. So you definitely have guides that are watching over you. And it feels like, especially since the moon is highlighted in this card, that they're the guides that are watching over you either have this kind of angelic presence with the wings, they're connected to birds, or they're connected to the moon. And they have this kind of luminous quality to them. So it's interesting that your guides want me to talk about them first before they even get into anything else in your reading. So it's definitely a focus on kind of you astral traveling, you being able to traverse your dream realm, you feeling like you understand your deeper unconscious mechanisms and how they might be controlling certain things in your life. Yeah, they're going deep on some of this stuff already. So it's curious. They're kind of pointing to some stagnancy in your life, or some things that feel like they need to be changed up, and you know that there's some choices that you want to be making differently, but your guides are kind of like wanting to push you in that direction, it feels. So that's what they're bringing my attention to right away. It says on the bottom of the card, I open my heart to my guides and trust in the wisdom they share with me. So this is definitely a little affirmation that your guides really want to share some wisdom with you. Hopefully I'll give them the space to do that today in this reading. But they definitely want you to also hold space to hear from them. And doing something like this, like watching a reading where you're asking about like what blessings they're bringing into your life, is definitely a beautiful way to hold space for that. But there are also other ways you can do it that are more, personable to you. Just being open to their guidance, to that communication. And especially if you have, for some of you, I am hearing that you have specific family members on the other side that you've been wanting to hear from, or you want their support or their help. And for others of you, it might be like close friends or even coworkers, I'm hearing. So there's like a whole group of folks here. But basically, if you have like loved ones on the other side that you also want their support, this is just an affirmation that they have been hearing you as well, and they've been trying to come to you in the dream time with that message that they were trying to bring through about the dreams. So, okay, the blessing that they're bringing into your life is being signified by this 4 of Skins and the Hierophant. So 4 and then 5. It's interesting. The 4 of Skins is maybe showing some love, some connection. For others of you where you're maybe not looking for a new connection, this is maybe a rekindling of an old connection, maybe taking the next step in an existing relationship, having like things progress. Yeah, for others of you, if you're like trying to conceive, that might be part of this. If you're wanting to get engaged, if you're wanting to move out together, things like this. But for others of you, if you're single and you're maybe looking to heal from a relationship, this is talking about like healing from maybe a partner that you were living with in some ways. Just like kind of making peace with that. For others of you, this is also, there's something about domestic harmony in this card. So if it's not healing from a situation that you needed to, like, you wished it was more harmonious in the domestic realm, this is talking about maybe finding like a roommate, getting approved for certain like loan for a house, or I don't know, there's something about, yeah, just like an advancement in the home, having a better situation in the home, or like setting the foundation in a relationship for building a home, things like that. So, and then the Hierophant just emphasizes this like aspect of working within the structures. For some of you, this is also like a promotion or a breakthrough in the workspace, getting a new idea or inspiration for an idea within your like quote unquote business. I don't know. I don't know why I said it like that, but for some of you, this is maybe like something that you wish was a business, I guess. But for others of you, it's like maybe it's not your business in particular, but it's an insight in what you work at. I don't know, sorry, I'm still recovering from a little cold, so my brain's a little funny today, but I was feeling like I need to channel, so I don't turn away from spirit when they ask me for this, when I have time, and I was feeling good enough. So anyway, yeah, your blessings here with the Hierophant as well. It feels like, again, if you are looking to get engaged, to have children, it just feels like a big like turn of events, that feels like you're going to have like the support of certain maybe bureaucratic methods. So for others of you, this does have to do with maybe healing from a past situation where you're waiting for things to be better. Maybe there's some legal things that need to come through. It does feel like there's something about like things progressing in terms of paperwork, in terms of the nuts and bolts of something. Like, yeah, it feels like the paperwork's going through, they're making the phone call to you, you're getting the appointment booked, something. And it's going to help you with greater domestic harmony. So that is kind of the core of the message. Let's see, what type of spirit guides are maybe with you? Oh, more purple, Merlin, more of that moon energy, cosmic knowledge. Very similar to this Hierophant energy too. So there is kind of like a wise man energy to this spirit guide that's guiding you. Maybe that's why there's this emphasis on like the papers coming through, the sacred contracts being signed, the studies all being done. I don't know, there's something strong about like the method of this blessing kind of finding you. And with cosmic knowledge, it's like knowledge of like how to make a sound decision, what all goes into making this decision, because especially I'm thinking of like the marriage example, like there are other things besides just like wanting to be together that need to be done if you're going to have kind of a more typical, like, you know, you're going to be sharing household duties and things like that. Like there's going to be other like conversations that need to happen about like legal things and stuff like that. So let's go to the other messages about this blessing. Maybe we can get a little deeper of an insight into what this blessing is going to be. So yeah, if you are looking to have children, fertility has come out, and universal love. So if you're looking for, you know, something to go deeper in a relationship, to have a baby, that keeps coming up, to have some kind of movement forward. I especially feel like this forward movement is coming from being able to have like a safe space for yourself, have like a positive home space set up for yourself, have things kind of like flowing, even if it's like not exactly how you wanted things to turn out, like especially if you've been waiting on like legal stuff, if you've been waiting on I don't know why I keep seeing the paperwork going through, or like things getting signed, or somebody making a call for you, or there being an opening, like something like that. There's something about like scheduling office work that's involved with this. But like even if it's not exactly where you wanted it to go, the fact that things start moving, especially if you've been waiting on something that's like medical, I'm also getting that for some of you. With this fertility, it's like having your body have the ability to like regenerate. Yeah, it says the frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, more joyful than we were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. So definitely for some of you, this also has to do with like study, Just getting new information in general, that could be like part of that like office work, like getting the call, getting the paper, knowing exactly what you need to know in order to make what you need to make work. With the Ace of Cups too, it's like new emotional insight, giving you like um, yeah, just knowing that you're starting on a new journey that's going to change your emotions, change your body, how you take care of your body, how you feel in your body. And with universal love, it's like a reminder that um, that you are like able to kind of move through these different phases, and just because maybe you've been in a darker period for a little bit before this doesn't mean that you can't come back into the light, that things can't turn the corner. It says the frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel to each other, to our planet, and to the whole of existence itself. So yeah, there is like a deeper awareness of feeling connected to the universe as well with the cosmic knowledge. It's like you're aware of your place in the universe, and that like your cup can be filled by this harmonious like existence that you have with like your spirit guides, with the people who are in your life, that you can create and do something new and kind of flow out of this maybe stagnation that you've been feeling. So the next three, these are Lenormand cards. So these are a little bit more predictive, and they'll give you more of an insight into what this blessing might be manifesting with. Yeah, and definitely I forgot to mention too, if you are looking for like love or romance or something to kind of deepen, I don't know why I'm messing with the cards so much, but for something to deepen that sense of fulfillment and feeling of like mutual love in your life, with this heart card coming out and the Ace of Cups, I definitely feel like that is a possibility with the universal love too, like maybe meeting somebody that you consider a soulmate or something like that. So that's definitely also in the cards here. So the heart, you have this, I think this might be the man, and then the cross. So let me pause this for a second and get you the translations of these. So just one moment. Okay, so the heart says, what the heart is full of, the soul overflows with. Tendrils of love grow in the lover. Happiness and love is what the heart offers us. No room for tears or sadness. So this is a beautiful omen. This is definitely predicting that, again, there's this angel. So there's something about, if you are trying to get pregnant, maybe you see the baby as an angel. But if it's not that, there's something about like having this angelic energy in your life, feeling like angels are blessing you. Yeah, like you've been in angelic energy. Your heart is open to that. Okay, so let's see. 28 is Mr. Yeah, the man. So may the most beautiful cards surround you so that you may rejoice and you will live in peace. For the lady, this is the man with whom she can live in love. So yeah, again, that aspect of domestic harmony. Totally, if you were looking for love, this is like a way major confirmation that you're going to have like a beautiful love blossoming in your life. This is like the total blessing. If it's not that, this could just have to do with like a man and something to do with domestic harmony. So maybe if you, I don't know, you'll know how this applies in your life, because there is something about like living in peace that's involved in the making of this card. But I do feel like there's also yeah, just finding that ability to like cultivate what you want, be confident, and feel like you are fulfilled and there's a lot of love and you're able to provide that love and be provided with that love in your life as well. So let's see what the cross says, because these all, the way that the Lenormand lays out is that it wants you to read them also in the proximity of what it comes out near. So the cross says, The cross knows how to slow everything down, a lesson in patience and bearing burdens. Even if the cross burdens our lives, when it's over, it's still worth it. So, yeah, it may be that like it takes a bit for you to kind of like be in this mature energy, or a little bit to be able to deal with maybe some of the commitment it takes for you to connect with this blessing. But there is definitely something about like once you get the discipline, once you apply yourself, there is like already this sense of like being able to love, to be loved, to step into this role of giving and fulfillment. This is such a positive reading, so I'm super grateful that I was able to channel this for you, group 2. Whatever you're creating, it's going to be long lasting, and it is going to have a really positive effect on blessing your life and helping you to feel supported and loved, and like you have this kind of fertile energy in your life to experience the full spectrum of joy and the ability to grow in this life and in this reality and in your body. So I'm sending you so much love, group 2. Thank you so very much for being here. Thank you to your spirit guides as well for helping me to channel this beautiful message about your blessings. If you are interested in booking a personal reading, I have that information listed down below in the description box. And I will see you in my next reading. Bye. Greetings, group 3. If you selected this third group, this is your reading from your spirit guides. So immediately as I jump into this reading, I get like a sense of being energized and this feeling of almost like fairy spirits. So there's definitely a strong earthy elemental energy to your spirit guides and the blessing that they'd like to bring to you. So you have the card Your Own Path. I follow my own unique path with courage and strength. And then you also have the Earth Angel here. I am a guardian of Mother Earth and protect all who live on her. So I feel like for some of you, the most immediate blessing that your spirit guides are trying to bring to you is this feeling, or not a feeling, but an actual literal manifestation of travel. So it definitely feels like a lot of you are going to be going new places, having new experiences, maybe being on your own path, like this says. For some of you, this is also like if you've been looking for a specific item that would support your life or your lifestyle or a goal that you have. This is like finding that item, like in a shop or somewhere that you travel, and maybe you're like looking through like markets or specific makers. Hold on, let me go tend to my cat. She's so funny. Okay, so yeah, there's something about movement that's involved in this. And also being able to connect with different places in nature. For some of you, that is like the biggest part of the blessing, is like being able to get out to like a park or go somewhere where you're going to feel a lot more connected to the earth, the rhythms of the earth, maybe a specific place that holds significance to you or your family. It definitely just feels like there is something about being blessed with an opportunity as well, maybe to connect with animals, or just ancestors as well. There's something else there too. Maybe some of you have been like missing people that live in a specific place, like being able to see those people soon. For others of you, it does feel like there's something about like an opportunity to help people in a specific location, or like send something somewhere. Yeah, so let's see what else. You have the Hanged Man and the Ace of Honey. So, and both of these cards are very significantly green and giving that earth energy. The Hanged Man shows me that you may be put out of your comfort zone in this new location or this travel or this place where you're being drawn or this in this moment where you're having to like get the opportunity, or where you're getting the opportunity to like give, or offer something to someone, if you're not physically traveling and you're sending something to someone. But it feels like there's something about it that is going to push you out of your comfort zone, out of where you're normally, the way you normally operate. For some reason, I'm seeing this card like it's reminding of that scene in the Jungle Book where he's like singing the "Trust in Me" song, and he's like kind of hypnotizing him. I feel like there is maybe a message about like being discerning about who you trust, or what your true intentions are on this path, because it feels like this blessing may be an opportunity that then opens you up to making other decisions. And so your spirit guides are wanting you to know that this blessing does come with a bit of discernment as to how you will carry that blessing out, and how much that blessing can keep blessing you, if that makes sense. Because I feel like some of you, it's not that you betray yourselves, but there's something about it where it's like you'll get an opportunity, and then sometimes it's easy for that opportunity or that blessing to slip away because of like overgiving, or not prioritizing certain things that are best for you, or what you really wanted. But it's like your spirit guides are wanting to give you this blessing so that you can practice like choosing what you truly desire, and allowing yourself to be held by the universe, but not be kind of persuaded by, they want me to say like charlatans, so maybe it is a little more extreme of like how manipulative certain people can be to like take blessings from you. But for others of you, it's obviously that's like a bit of an exaggeration, and this is more about like just being discerning about who has access to your blessings, who has access to your resources, the things that you truly need, and like also knowing like how to follow that path without getting trapped by your own fears. Because for some of you, it's almost like some of these people in your life who have taken things from you, it's almost like your fear of this person, or fear of this person's intentions actually like made things worse, or like I don't know how to describe it. It's like this person wasn't actually that much of a threat, but because like you saw them that way, like it ended up taking more of your energy. I don't know. But all I know is that stuff is confusing. There's a reason why this Hanged Man is here, because it's helping you to not be so worried about who you can trust, and be more able to just enjoy the journey in some ways, and appreciate like the gestures that you do receive from people, the ways that people do show you who they are. And if that's satisfying or not, you can kind of make that decision in the moment, and not have to worry about being able to tell ahead of time whether or not this was going to happen. And I think this will help you like really embrace this earth angel energy within you, knowing that you are needed on this earth, and that there are places where you belong. Because I think some of this has distorted your sense of being able to feel like you belong somewhere. And I keep getting that message in a lot of my recent videos, so maybe there's like somebody needs to keep hearing this, that you do belong somewhere. And then this Ace of Honey is also like showing me that there is going to be, just another opportunity for like something that's going to unfold over time. So the Ace of Honey is like a seed. It's like the recognition that there's going to be something that like you can return to, you can rely on. So for some of you, this might be a job that makes you move. This might be like a new relationship, or a new business partnership, or something that's going to get you to have this like kind of long-term experience that's just now being initiated and giving you this sense of like, okay, maybe things can be different. Maybe I am on a different journey now. Yeah, so let's go a little deeper. You kept getting so many cards, group 3. So we're going to see what all your guides have to say. You have the heart chakra and alchemy. I am feeling like these guides, of course, I've kind of characterized them as like fairy-like, but they definitely, your guides have like this really kind of lighthearted energy to them where they want to see you kind of being in this whimsical energy. The way that they've been making me feel, like they're making me move a lot. They're making me like feel like I need to like have things flowing through my body, like not taking things too seriously, being a little more humorous, but also still like finding that sense of wonder in like the things that are around. Like they keep having me look outside my windows while I'm channeling for you, and like tuning into like the animals and like the plants that are around, like really like tapping into these like other levels of consciousness and like these other ways of being, because I feel like that's going to help you to make light of whatever this like next stage is going to be, because I feel like it's going to push you a little harder in your capacity to like be present with like the physical manifestations of the world, maybe even like societal things, or like, you know, these more like human these more human aspects. But what they're doing is kind of like opening up your heart chakra here with alchemy, helping you to like open yourself to like a different perspective from the past. It's so interesting because I feel like all 3 of these groups have very similar like connected messages, but they're like slightly different. So shout out if you've been watching all of the piles today. Okay, these are what the guides who are working with you might be like. Yeah, I was almost going to say that there's a fiery energy to your guides right now as well too, who are trying to bring this blessing into your life. And then we get Kali Ma. So definitely your guides have like a sense of like the spark of life, like wanting to get you to be in that like Shakti energy, like where you're dancing, where you're moving, where you're flowing with life, where you feel like you're animating your energy, you are actively participating, you're in this creative flow with spiritual transformation and alchemy. Like this is saying that you have access to this ability to change and like perform transmutation, this says. So it's like changing something from one form into another and helping you to see that like it is just a journey. Like even if you've had disappointments or you've been feeling like, you know, you can't make sense of like the larger like story arc, you're like, where is this going? Like what am I even doing? I feel like some of you feel this way. So yeah, there's a sense of like this blessing that's coming in is like maybe travel to help you to let go of some pain of the past as well, because Sedna here shows there is always enough. She represents on a deeper level like this ability to face the absolute truth of a situation and not shy away from the darker parts or the things that need our long-term care, things that aren't, you know, super flowery and rainbows and butterflies, like, but the parts of life that help us get to the depths, the parts of life that we've been rejected over, that still exist, that still need our care. It just feels like with Kali Ma too, it's like facing the ego constructs of yourself that have maybe been put on as like masks to keep you from expressing certain like powers from within yourself. I'm surprised that Medusa isn't here, but honestly I don't think there is a Medusa card, but if there was, that she would definitely be out here, because there's something about like overcoming obstacles, overcoming pain, overcoming misunderstandings, overcoming judgment that is all coming through with this group. And the like how these blessings are coming in for you is like kind of helping you to like move on from the parts of your ego that even care about being misunderstood. yeah, because you got the Hanged Man, the Alchemy card, Kali Ma. Like, there's definitely something about like letting old things die, like letting certain attachments go, even doing like a cleanse of the heart chakra space. It's so interesting because this chakra came out in the other groups too. But yeah, like allowing yourself to like be open to new opportunities by letting the opportunities that maybe haven't worked out like pass you by as well. This, you know, whether these be relationships, work situations, creative projects, ideas about yourself, beliefs, like there's lots of things that are ready to be kind of transformed at this time. And like a reminder that there is always enough. Like even if you've had to like let go of some things, like there will always be another way to spin it. Because after Sedna, after she's like basically murdered by her father and like sacrificed to the ocean in this way because of like his own prejudice, she actually becomes like so deeply connected to the abundance of the ocean, and like her life is transformed, and even though she's been betrayed, she actually is like responsible for keeping the balance of the sea, which is like the biggest force of, you know, keeping life in the Inuk or the Inuit like group, you know. So for her, like she, even though she's like betrayed, there's this sense of like new life that she finds, even despite like the position she was put in from that betrayal. So yeah, it just feels like there's like a reclamation of yourself that's coming in with this blessing. So let's get your final messages. What is this blessing? Okay, 2 of Arrows. And then these 2 Lenormand cards, which are going to be more predictive in nature. You have the bouquet, I believe, or like the woman, and then the scythe. So this is like a perfect way to end this reading, I feel. The 2 of Arrows as your blessing, like this final message of where you're headed. It shows that you're going to be, you know, reaching your target, even if it means like having to let go of something or having to make a sacrifice, having to let one thing die so that another may live. Like it feels like there's this kind of like trade-off that's happening in the future with this blessing, but it feels like you know, ultimately, like you're going to be blessed. Like having this deer, you know, is a huge blessing for this person's family when they bring it home, and it's like a representation of like this long-standing like tradition between them and the earth too. So it feels like whatever this is, it opens up like this kind of this channel of blessings, this road for blessings to flow into your life from the earth as well. And like this should be a two-way street is what your guides are saying. Like there's this sense of like sending that like primordial energy back into the earth, sending that love back into the earth, and saying like prioritizing gratitude as a practice right now. So I'm going to pause this, and I'm going to pull up, actually I already have it pulled up, I don't need to pause, but okay, I just noticed you got 9 and 10 for the numbers. So 9 to 10 might be an important number. You also had 8, so 8, 9, 10, that might be an important sequence of numbers. But yeah, 9 is the smell, okay, the bouquet. And it says, the thread of life woven here brings tranquility and peace to life. Good gifts will be your portion in the world of honey and ambrosia. So definitely physical items too are involved in this blessing, like having what you need. I think it was this group where I was saying like if you've been looking for something, like going shopping and getting it, maybe not. But that definitely is part of it, like getting good gifts. Yeah, having like literal blessings come over you, of like good quality, like yeah, I don't know, something you've been wanting is like you're gonna be able to find it if you're traveling or whatnot. And then the scythe says, the scythe cuts the grain with one blow and thus announces disaster. Fortunately, this is short-lived. So I don't want you to be scared about that, but the scythe is definitely talking about like that Kali Ma energy, like letting things go, letting things be destroyed that need to be destroyed, and like, let's say you're choosing, like, you're at a fork in the road and you're choosing one road. Technically, you're like destroying your ability to go down the other. So there's a sense of like the sacrifice that's involved with the scythe. Just emphasizing that, you are going to be blessed, but there are things that have to be let go in order to receive this blessing as well. It's kind of like Sedna, like, what are you going to make of the space that's being created in your life, the new things that you're being asked to take up? Like, how are you going to approach this and be able to use this for alchemy? So that is all I'm seeing for you, my beautiful group 3. Thank you so very much for being here. I'm sending you so much love. I have so much gratitude and so much thanks for your guides as well. If you are interested in a personal reading, I have that information down in the description box below. Otherwise, I will see you in another reading, my friend. Bye.